I'm not giving this to Susan, just so you know. Okay, without further ado, we've got the trophies, we've got the champagne, we've got the awards coming. We're gonna try to make it as smooth as possible. Again, like I said, I'm going to introduce you to Tom Schiel, our head judge, a tireless job. Tom, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. President. It was great to see people from out of town. I don't know how you handle it, traffic work from where you live, but we have a tough time with traffic here. Just coming here the other day, I was in this heavy traffic, stop and go, stop and go. I said, man, I'm never going to get home. Then I see this poor guy walking along the edge of the road, and he's walking along. I said, yeah, the poor guy's walking all by himself. So I rolled down the window and I said, hey buddy, why don't you get, I'll give you a ride, why don't you get in? He says, get in? He says, you're crazy, I'm in a hurry. Robert doesn't work all the time. He takes vacations. He and Gigi go all over the place. He was telling me the other day that last year he and Gigi were going to go on a long drive. And I said, where are you going? He said, oh, we have to go to Chicago. I said, oh my, that's a long, you're going to drive? Yeah, we like to drive. Said, okay. So the first day they put on 500 miles. And they're really tired. They said, Gigi said, we got to stop. That was a long drive. He said, yeah, but we got to get up early the next morning so we don't have that much time. So they get into this hotel, it was dark, it's 9 o'clock at night, they get in the room, up at 6 o'clock the next morning. So they go in to pay the bill. So they walk into the manufacturing desk there and they say, not the manufacturer, see I forget things. So the guy that runs the hotel, and he gives them the bill, $350. So Robert goes crazy, $350, we only stayed here for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, I gotta quit sleep, we're going back on the road. And he's arguing like crazy, and Gigi says, don't argue with him so much, just pay. She says, I'll take care of it. Robert's still arguing. Gigi writes him a check, gives the guy the check. He says, lady, I told you it was $350. You give me a check for 50 bucks. What's going on? She says, what's going on? You're charging $350. He said, well, you came to the best hotel in town. We got a beautiful swimming pool, we got tennis courts, we got a beautiful guy that could, great cook and everything. You have to pay for all that. Well, we didn't. It's too bad you didn't use it. It was there for your use, but you didn't take advantage of it. Oh, so what do I do next? She says, I'll take care of it, honey. Yuki says, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it, Robert. So he talks to the manager and she says, look, we can't pay that much money. That's crazy. He said, you didn't take advantage of that. And she says, well, you slept with me all last night, didn't you? He said, I did not. She said, well, it was available, you just didn't take advantage of it. That does it for me. Can I go on now, Robert? No. What was that? That was good. Okay, what do you get when you mix 10 female pigs with 10 male deer? It's clean. 10 female pigs with 10 male deer. What do you get? 10 female pigs with 10 male deer. You get 10,000 bucks. I better stop. It's getting worse, isn't it? One thing that's great about being a member of Packard International, you see all these crazy people, I mean, nice people from all over the world, and that's one good thing about being in the car club. I go to every Saturday morning. I usually go to Cars and Coffee, which is the biggest cars and coffee event in the United States. Every Saturday morning we have 500 cars. Believe it or not, if you get there after 9 o'clock, there's no place to park, and that parking lot is monstrous. Anyway, why did I bring this up? I go there for 3 reasons. One is to drive the car, because I like to drive the Packard. I'm nice driving along the back roads. And the second reason I go is to meet people from all over the world. When you go to this place, you meet people from all over the world, from Norway and Sweden and all that type of stuff. So it's great to meet the people. But the third reason I've been going more recently is because all the pretty ladies, they no longer wear masks anymore. It's great. It's really great. And there's a lot of young kids there, which is really good. But I hated those masks. Those masks were bad news. But it's great to be a member of Packard International, and you may think this is a lot of fun, which it is a lot of fun, but it's really a business-like opportunity to have your car score at least 222 points. Like Roger, what Robert said, your car has made it. If you score over 222, it's like getting 90% on a math exam. You know, you get 90%, you're doing really good. Well, 222 points is about 90% of 250. Not exactly. I think Robert had a tough time with math when he figured out 225 was the answer. I think it should be 223. But anyway, your car is worth a lot more when it can score over 222 points. And it takes a lot of work. Someone said years or so ago, if you want to get up a point, it's going to cost you $1,000. I think maybe he was talking about like yachts. Anyway, see, I forget so well where I stopped. What did I say? What day is it? Is it Teddy Thursday? I'm trying to think of the joke, but I can't remember it. But yeah, it's nice to score 222 points. To show you how competitive the event was today, there was only 3 people of the 15 or so cars out there, only 3 people that scored under 240. Everybody else scored over 240 points. You know, so that is amazing. That is amazing when you find that. And it's very difficult to pick a winner when you have one guy with this beautiful car and the other guy has 1 point difference. You know, what did I do? I should have taken that bug off the windshield. You would have won. So we do this every year. Every year it gets harder to do because it's harder to find the places to put on an event like this. You have to have a good hotel, good food, and places to park your car. And that's the difficult part. Because every time you turn around, all these parking lots they put a 4-story automobile parking lot there. It's crazy, you can't find it. And everything is getting so expensive. And it's fortunate that we have many members of this group who have a couple extra bucks. And they help us out because even though we have to pay maybe $60 for a dinner like this, it usually costs a heck of a lot more. Fortunately, we have people who help us out doing that. And probably you know that back in Ohio, you probably have the same trouble back there, right? No? Oh, you have a good governor then. But don't bring in politics.
But we don't have the sunshine that you have all the time.
You should have been here for the last 2 months. All we had was rain. But no, it's amazing that most of the difference in prizes today amount to like 1 point difference. 1 point, 248 to 247. You know, what have we got? It's amazing. It's amazing. I've never seen so many high scores in having done this for a number of years before. So, where's Robert? Robert didn't leave. Oh, there he is. There he is. I was trying to think of all the other things that Robert did, but he won't tell me them all because he's amazing. If you ever met Robert at his office, he's always on the phone, you know. I said, if you charge $150 an hour for a time you're on the phone, you make a fortune. But he does it all for free. He does it all for free. So if you have any questions about Packards, call Robert, and he'll do it for you. What do you want to do now, Robert? You want to start?
Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll start the program. Thank you, Tom, for doing that. So we're going to start off by doing the class awards. And we're going to do the class awards as Tom and all of us have talked about. And then we're going to take a brief intervention because we have a special award that we would like to present. And then from that, we're going to go into the most elegant post-war. So stay tuned. So let's start with doing third, second, and first for starters, Tom.
Third, second, and first. Okay. Oh, I just thought, guys ever meet Henny Youngman? Henny Youngman was the funniest guy. Funniest guy. I think most of the best comedians in the country or in the world are from Israel. He had the funniest jokes. This one guy goes in the back of his room, back of his house, and he knocks on the door. And the woman in the back in the kitchen opens the door. She says, "What can I do for you?" He says, "Well, I don't have any money, but I haven't eaten in 3 days." She says, "You want yesterday's soup?" He says, "No, that'd be great." She said, "Good, come back tomorrow." Henny Youngman was a beautiful. Bob, and I don't like being up here alone. I don't know what to do. You said I was going to have a pretty girl with me.
So today we're going to wind up having our presentress, and that's going to be Michelle Day from Haggerty.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. So,
You're not going to give out the prizes, Mr. President?
wow, I'm going to leave that up to you, Tom. You call it.
Do I get more money for that?
Actually, you do.
If I can't find the answer. What's that? Third? You want third first? Oh, okay. You're on the wrong side. See, the writing is on this side. So you got to get closer to me over here. See, you can't read it backwards. That third, second.
By the way, the trophies are crystal. I think you'll really appreciate the cost that we have put forth on these crystal trophies.
This is the way it goes. This is third, then second, then fourth. See, fourth. See, this is fourth. Don't you like the Jersey City accent? I'm from Jersey. That explain it all. When people find out I'm from Jersey, they say, "Oh, how far are you from the beach?" I said, "Oh, never. No, only about a mile." What? You go to the beach every day? I said, "No, never went to the beach." You lived in Jersey for 40 years, you never went to the beach? I said, "No." I said, "What did you do?" I said, "I went to the shore." What's that?
Jersey bounce.
Jersey bounce? No, that was before my time. We got third place. Okay, we got third place. The first event is the,
You can see.
The Wonder Bowling Tournament with Cheltenham. The results of the membership meet on May 6th, 2023. It was the thing, 19. The junior cars, one of the great things about this show is that you can have junior cars, which is Packard 120. It saves Packard from going under because they were not selling all these big, beautiful Packards in the 30s. They started selling the junior cars. The junior cars are really coming along, and they're really a great car. They're great cars. 8-cylinder car. They sold 30,000, so they were still in business when World War II came along. And fortunately, they were still in business in 1930, in the late 1940s, or early 1940s, because, believe it or not, I understand that Packard made 60% of all the aircraft engines for World War II. So I could be speaking German now, no longer English, but they made 60% of all the aircraft engines, plus PT boat engines, and tank engines and all that stuff. Ford couldn't do it, Rolls-Royce couldn't do it. You're getting tired holding that sucker?
It's heavy.
Okay. Junior cars in second place. See, one of the problems we have is that not everybody showed up. See? So I'm starting off at second place.
Because there was only a couple
I didn't know what I was doing. You're right. No. Second place in the junior cars. A 1941 120 Business Coupe by Robin Levy, 240 points. It's good that Kiki is up in the front, you know?
Robert wants to be in all.
You're welcome. Congratulations. Congratulations. This is first place. First place, a 1936 120B Victoria, Jose Munoz. Boy, when I was a kid, Jose's didn't look like that. I knew I missed something along the way. By the way, there's 243 points. Now, keep track. Keep track. now we come to a very famous class, Post-War Open. We will start off with the second place winner. It's a 1950 Ultramatic. I don't even know what that means. John Balcorda, 232 points.
This way, please.
The winner's circle.
Oh.
And in first place in the post-war Open is a 1954 Caribbean owned by a fellow named Bruce Packard. He had a funny accent. He must not be from California. Bruce Packard. I understand he's a very well-known auctioneer. And his car scored 243.5 points. This is post-war closed. And the first place winner is a 1947 7-passenger, and it's owned by a fellow named Robert Escalante.
You can pick up the award.
Yes. He had believe it or not, that car, which he uses every day almost, scored 230.5 points. Now here comes the biggest class we had. The biggest class we had was pre-war open cars. Okay? The difference between the point scores between first and third is 3 points. So in third place, a 1936 Roadster by Ricardo de Rosa. Oh, look at that.
You should have seen him bidding.
I understand that Ricardo has a great time having him clean his white walls. Ricardo scored 242.5 points, and that's only in third place. In second place, 1937 1507 convertible coupe by Larry Nadini, 244 points. Great jokes. I think she talks mostly about Larry. That's where it gets real funny. That's 244 points out of 250, you know? I mean, high school, you get a scholarship for that. Anyway, in first place, we had 244, and now we have first place. It's a 1101 convertible sedan by Tom O'Hara. He beat Larry by 1 point. See, he took the little animals off the front window. So that was pre-war open, the biggest class. We had about 7 or 8 cars, and I mean 242, 244, and 245 points, not to be sneezed at. Pre-war closed. You had pre-war open. Now we have pre-war closed. And it was a smaller class, but the first place goes to a 1932 904 by Tom Neal with 247.5 points. Accepting the award.
Marianne.
I'll hear that.
To be continued. Now we have the special awards. A lot of the awards that people come here for to try to get.
So we're gonna do a slight intervention here.
Okay.
Because
Another intervention.
so we're doing a lot of that lately. So this year we're just doing something a little more fun and different. One of them is that because we're the 60th anniversary And I have to tell you, we had a bowl filled with names that have given so much to this hobby. Barry McGuire, Jay Leno, Chris Bach. I mean, their names were endless. And I have to tell you that as the committee had gotten together, as Chris had talked to, they have 15 people. We had about 8 people. And everyone had a reason. Because this year, we're going to offer something that's unique and different of the 60th anniversary. It's a Lifetime Achievement Award. And it had a list of 10 reasons why. In that particular instance, this person won over and over and over again. Does more for the hobby, does more for promoting, does more for entertainment, so we looked at all of these names. And tonight we would be honored to present it to Marianne Kurinchak. You know what?
I am rarely speechless, but I am really
So this is well earned. Well earned. Thank you. It's not often we do this, and this is for our 60th anniversary. You are our psychiatrist. Now back to the intervention. Now we're back to the awards. Tom, hit it.
Okay. These are the prestigious awards where we give to special people who have special cars. One of the problems in judging, or even being in charge of judging, sometimes they tell you that's what I'm in charge of, but when you see these cars come in the morning, you say, how can we give out prizes? All these cars are going to score 250 points. But it's amazing when you have these famous judges go and really look at the car. My wife used to say, after I spend 2 hours helping the judges and working on with that, she says, what are you going to do now? I said, I'm going to look at the cars. She said, you've been looking at the cars for 3 hours. What are you doing? I said, yeah, but all I saw was paint, chrome, wheels, So it's amazing what the judges have to do. And by the way, I'd like to thank all the people who are here, who were judges today. They did a great job, and did a great job. And there weren't too many arguments between the 3 guys in one class. There wasn't too many, but we had a few. Okay, the first prestigious award. Most elegant pre-war. Okay, this is the biggest class, and all these big Packards. The most elegant pre-war car is a 1937 convertible sedan by Gary Whitener. Congratulations. Now we don't give points for these categories, and it's based on, you don't even have to be a member of the cars that are going to be judged. As any car in the parking lot can win most elegant, or can win the sportsman award. So it's open to everybody, even if you don't have your car judged, they may like your car better. So that was the most elegant pre-war. Now we have the most elegant post-war. Okay. So that means after 1945. See, many people, the young people don't know that, but it's 1945. Okay. Most elegant post-war is a 1955 Caribbean by the Robertsons. Oh, here they are. They were sleepy. They didn't hear the names in there. Now we have the sportiest pre-war. Sportiness, okay? Smartest. Sportiest pre-war, that means before 1941. A 1934 Speedster by William Lyon. Great job. Get your picture taken. And the sportiest post-war car, this fella shouldn't be surprised that he won this but it's a great car. The sportiest post-war car is a 1954 Panama by Art Rosen. Interesting, I do not show points for these cars because we don't care about points when you look at the most elegant or sportiest. It's a big difference. And any car on the field can win this trophy, whether they're being judged or not. So, the best of show, pre-war, at 249 points, is a 1931 limousine by Tom Neal. I think he had.
Make sure it says pre-war. It says pre-war. It does say, no, it's the right trophy.
Pre-war. I think he's home working. He needs the money.
That's another car being donated to a museum.
Now we really have to expand.
Now, probably is no surprise, the best of show post-war is a 1954 7-passenger. Guess who? Tom Neal at 245 points. He won 2 in a row. 2 in a row.
Do it again.
Just stand.
We have a trophy. These things have to be back.
So that concludes the trophy awards, but one thing that's amazing is that Tom Neal's 2 cars, like I mentioned a few seconds ago, was 249 points, 1 point out of perfect. And his post-war car was only 4 points out of perfect. So he knows how to restore a car. I think he had help though, but he didn't get it.
So, I'm over here drinking tequila, having a good time, just watching how this works. So I'm going to offer you up next year when we get involved. Stay involved. We'll get you involved with some of the trophies. The trophies, as you see, are made out of crystal, and you can kill somebody. Or if you're lost in the mountains, you can actually signal the plane, and it will actually tell you. There's a lot of people that get lost, so and they don't have any water. They don't know they're out in the middle of nowhere, and you just do this, and it'll actually it's like a homing device. But well, I know, especially when you get liquored up or you run out of gas. So I again thank you so much. This process, your judging sheets, if you have any questions, Tom will have your judging sheets available to you, so you can see where these 25 or 35 judges who all together came up with this particular process. So what we pride ourselves on is making sure that you know what they were picking at, what they took off. So do you have those available to us to lay on the table tonight here?
Not yet. I want to go through them and make sure all the things are written on the back, that they know what they have to do for next year.
So a lot of you were judges here. A lot of the judges didn't show up, but as I said earlier, if you were at the judges' breakfast, you saw 25, 30 people who became judges and got to understand the process: tires and wheels, chrome and glass, body fit. So this isn't just someone who's picking up and saying, oh, you have a nice car. This is all of your peers who have come together and said, this is what we think it is. and we have the score sheets to prove it. So thank you again for being here. We all work together to make this come together. And if there's anything that any of you feel that you can help make it even better, we're here. Gigi, Kathy, Tom, Dave, we're all here to listen to what you might think could make the show a lot better. Obviously, we're trying to do it in May. How many of you like it in May, where we're at? I mean, raise your hands so we know. Okay, because, you know, we have the almighty God who basically throws weather at us. And as you saw what happened on Thursday, it was raining. And so Tom O'Hara will say, what is with you and rain? So it's not me and rain, it's me and rain. But if there's anything that you feel that you can add, we'd love to have it. I applaud Kathy Hull for putting out a spectacular magazine. That magazine is bar none the best magazine in the hobby. Every page, I will tell you. I said to Kathy, you know what? You want to make sure how they're paying attention? Just make a couple of mistakes in it purposely. And she does. And you know what? And you know what? We do. And people will call and say, did you know on page 17, line paragraph 3? I said, see, they're reading it. And they're looking at it. But Kathy, thank you so much. You are one of the strong arteries of Packard's International. And we do our tours. Tom Schiel will, you know, he's an engineer by trade, so he'll always do these tours. And they're done well, they're done correct, they're short. They put energy back into you touring with your Packard.
Well, we have a lot of fun because about 3 months or so ago we went to the Casa Romantica. You may have heard of that place. It's a very famous place here in Southern California, in San Clemente, I think it is. And 2 days ago, half of it went down the hill on the slide. So we got there just in time. 2 months after we were there, the thing went down the hill. Not all of it, but the big half of the back end. And it closed up the railroad tracks at the bottom of the slope. Right on the so they're working on it now and hoping they can save it, that it doesn't go down the hill further. So.
Yeah. And so, you know, and that is so true. So we champion ourselves on that. We also, as tomorrow, we'll have a little bit of Packard vendors. You know, we have David Moe and Jeff Atkins, and we have folks who basically are our support system in the hobby to get our cars up and running. So if you're here, don't forget to go out into the parking lot and buy some of the stuff that you need for your cars. They are the lifeblood of what we do. And then also, for those of you who have signed up, do not forget that we're having a fabulous lunch over at Bayside. So there we'll get liquored up again and really do it up right, okay? Any questions you might have? I don't care if they're bad or good. Great, they're good. Let's get, I mean, we're not leaving, let's just get liquored up. Let's celebrate the 60th anniversary. Thank you for all of you being here. And all of the, you have traveled in Muñoz's and Valcorda, and you have, I mean, and then those are the long-term, De Rosa, you know, he's got his car out here, and he couldn't really deal with that because he was in Hawaii. I said, okay, we'll take care of it, Ricardo. But in any event, if there's anything else, I don't want to go off and ramble and you, hey, cheers, Robin Levy, an 8-year-old girl who's now back. You're back. So, thank you. Let's buy each other a drink. The Naninis, thank you for being here. You know, I'll buy you a drink. What is it that you're having? Water? You notice I didn't give the microphone to Susan. Oh my gosh. They have a saying in Italian, marron, huh? It's just, yeah. Anyways, again, I'm not going to ramble. I just want you guys to enjoy. Jeff, thank you. John, I'm sorry. John Ulrich, he's the guy that if you have a Packard problem, he'll answer it for you, maybe. Anyways, thank you. let's buy each other a drink, let's have a good time,
I'll drink to that.
and we'll drink to that. Thank you, thank you, thank you.